Welcome to Venice. Now you want to see where we are at the minute? Let's just flick you around. What a fantastic place just to run over all the things we've done on our trip to Venice. So at the minute, as you can see, we're sat in St Mark's Square on the balcony of the Basilica. Beautiful. Found a bit of shade, it's baking here. We're talking 35 degrees we've had for the last 3 days. This is our final day and we're going to go through everything that we've done while we've been here. Starting from the airport, water taxi. Fantastic, wasn't it? Absolutely loved it. So straight from the arrivals at the airport, you've got these water bays with the taxis in them, and it takes you directly to Venice Island. Fantastic. €66 for the shared boat, which we're on at the minute. There was 10 of us on there. Absolutely incredible. There's Venice in the distance.
It's not the motorboat highway, look at it, it's unbelievable.
Door to door, this was about 40 minutes.
All these boats whizzing up and down here.
As soon as you get close to the island, everything just slows down and the whole pace of life just slows. The speed limits are low on these boats and they just pooed along. Mind your head, mate. Down these beautiful little side streets. And the boat just takes you right the way up to your hotel. We've got one drop here. This was quite a nice one. And then we were the last drop, so we had a really good tour of the city. It took us through at least half of it. And our stop was just down the road from here. Beautiful squares. A really, really pleasant trip. So if you can get on one of these boats on your trip, then I fully recommend it. It was a real experience, absolutely wonderful.
Getting it back, don't you?
Yeah. And this was a 3-minute walk to our hotel, just down the road and against where we got picked up. This was the Hotel Tintoretto where we were staying. Very old-fashioned, but a really nice, pleasant little hotel. Has someone been in the room, or is oh no, I forgot to make the bed the night before. But as you can see, everything there that you need: shower, bathroom, and an opera singer outside every morning. Nice little breakfast, machine for your coffee, get us going. And off we got, down to Rialto Bridge, which was his first little trip down. Didn't take long, 15-minute walk. A really pretty pleasant place, that. Dotted all over the place are these little clocks, basilicas, buildings of interest, the canals obviously, and it's about time for our gondola ride. You can have the guy playing the tune to you. It doesn't come free of charge though. We had a little shared gondola ride. If we were going to do it again, we would go on his own. We pre-booked this before we went, but there was loads of availability, dotted about all over the place, and you can pick and choose. Oh, beautiful gondola ride. Absolutely lovely clear waters. You can see all the old buildings. And this came in at about €60 for the two of us. We pre-booked it back in the UK. Where the gondola drops us off is right in Town Square, which is the real posh bit where you got all the nice expensive shops. If you're into your Prada, your Gucci, Cartier, you name it, they're all down here. Not too busy either, to be fair. Louis Vuitton, who's that guy? Jimmy Choo. Dior. So this feels a bit like Mayfair down here, but straight through that archway in front of us will take us through to San Marco Square, and there's the Basilica in front of you. This is surrounded by stairs. You're not allowed to sit down on them though, you have to stay up, otherwise you get the stair police coming and moving you on. Nice atmosphere though in the square. And there's the Basilica. We've had a beautiful coffee down here at Florian's. So we're at the Cafe Florian. This is the oldest coffee shop in Italy, claimed to be, 320 years old. Got a nice menu. It's not the cheapest, I have to say, but they do look lovely. It's got a beautiful decor, absolutely gorgeous. Home from home, isn't it? Oh, that's a strong shot, that is. Oops. Ching ching.
Is it ching ching?
Good for me. Oh, delightful. Oldest coffee shop in, well, they say in Italy. So definitely the oldest in Venice. Over 320 years old. And the dearest. €35 for 2 coffees. But you do get a 5-piece orchestra playing to you while you're supping your coffee. An absolute delight. We've found some fantastic restaurants where we've been having some nice food, but also we've had some mediocre food as well, so you've got to be a bit careful where you go. You go to what you think is a traditional Italian restaurant and you find a little Chinaman in the back doing all the food. Cost-wise though, it's really reasonable. You've got these sort of pizza bars dotted about where you can get a slice for €3. This was a lovely pizza at this place, that was beautiful. 26 including drinks. Not too far from the Rialto Bridge, you've got this one, which was a nice peppered steak. You've also got the supermarkets that you can use. There's quite a few of these about, and these are really reasonably priced. So it's just a short walk from St Marco Square. You've got the Accademia Bridge. This is one of 4 that cross the Grand Canal. It's a lovely old bridge, mainly wooden structure, with some great views. And there's the Basilica di Santa Maria. So right on the coast of the Dorsoduro district is the Gianni's restaurant, which we went for some food. And this was probably the best meal we had while we're there. Beautiful setting, absolutely gorgeous. And look at that, a beautiful fish platter. A nice pork dish with some beautiful seasoning. So yeah, it was a delight and not so expensive. So then we thought we'd take a trip all the way up to the point, Formentor Salute, which is the water sloshes up onto the promenade. This is really pleasant up here. A nice spot, great views once more. You've got the art museum with the big ball on the top that spins round with the wind. There it is. And you've got the Basilica di Santa Maria. This is built in the 1600s, beautiful place. And then we took a nice trip all the way down to some quaint streets. These are gorgeous. Just round the corner from the Leonardo da Vinci Museum. This was a nice stroll and it took us up into the San Polo district. So tick that one off. It's getting hot still though, it's still 35 degrees. Plenty of water to be drank. This is Basilica di Santa Maria. Now this was a 1300s church. Gothic styled, some beautiful brickwork and some really nice sculptures. The inside is pretty impressive as well. There's a rumour that water fountain's got healing properties. It's dotted about all over these funny looking things. These are the water cisterns. They store all the fresh rainwater for drinking. They're everywhere. I wonder what they were to start with, but big holes drilled down into the ground to contain the water.
Yesterday was Murano and Burano.
So that was a nice boat trip out. We booked that before we got here. Put us on this boat. The boat was a bit old, but there you go. There you are. It looks like Titanic to me, but it got us there and back. 24 of us on the boat. Managed to get a window seat, so that was okay. It was a fair old trek though. Beautiful views of the island, and there's the local Rozzers pulled somebody over for speeding. But you can see the distance we've travelled there. Murano, this is a really pretty place. It's a bit more spread out, and you've got the glass factory there, which we popped in. See them doing a bit of glass blowing. Yeah, there you go, look. Not really. It's a bit old-fashioned for me, but there you go. And prices, you can keep it. But the place was pretty nice. Every other shop though was a glass shop, selling like little trinkets and tap, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, God blimey, you can only see so many of these shops before you've about ready to poke yourself in the eye. The bridges and everything else, the buildings, very, very nice and pretty. Oh, an nice spy coffee. Murano coffee. Oh, that's nice. So once we were fully refreshed, we could head back to the boat. Yeah, really nice, really smooth coffee, that was beautiful. And take a trip up to Burano. Now this is the island that's famous for its brightly coloured houses and the lace making. To be fair, I think most of the lace factories are all gone now. There's the odd little shop, well there was about 3 shops that had got some old deer stitching it together. But you can see the pretty place. And you're not allowed to choose the colour of your own house, the council chooses it for you. There she is, look, stitching away, bless her. And this is where we had this gorgeous pizza. That was a really nice restaurant. Even got the guy playing to you on his guitar, look. And not a bad price. Beppy's house, this is the one that everybody seems to go on about. I don't quite understand it, it's just a funny looking house with a bit of paint on it. Best gelato we've had was in Burano, and that was absolutely delightful. It was smooth, cool, oh, just beautiful, and lovely setting as well, really, really pretty. Whoa, gelato's in Burano, under the big clock tower, the wonky clock. These are delightful, best ones yet. Alright. Santo Luxury Gelato, a new shop in Burano, and we did try loads of different ones all over the gaff. This one was the best presented. This was lovely, lovely presented. Nice gelato as well. Didn't quite match the creaminess of the Burano one, but look at that. It's a piece of art.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Wow.
Who doesn't want to eat that?
What's the best presented one we've had yet? It looks lovely. It's like a rose.
I could eat that now. I can have it again.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, you're making me hungry.
Oh, lovely.
And the last one was the one up near Ponte degli Scalzi Bridge. This is average Joe's gelato, that's what I call it anyway. Look at that, regular. Still quite nice. Last night we went to the opera for the first time. That was a really nice experience. Beautiful band, woodwind, orchestra. Playing, the singers doing their best, and it was wonderful. We had a really, really nice night, and that wasn't that expensive. That worked out about
£52 for the 2 of us.
Yeah. When in Venice, go to the opera.
Yeah.
We've managed to cover almost every district in the whole of Venice, or Venice Island anyway, and we quite enjoyed most of them. Some of them were more residential than others, but it's just getting in there, getting all down those little alleys. There's loads of dead ends to get stuck in, but we managed to negotiate its way, follow your nose, and you find some little gems, some really nice, quaint, quiet places. We walked all the way to the top of Venice and we found a beautiful promenade where you could just sit and watch the water. It was gorgeous. It was really, really nice. All the hustle and bustle of Venice, and we've actually managed to find ourselves a really nice, quiet, shaded bit. Absolutely beautiful. We're right at the top of the island. There's nobody here. So let's make our way back down towards the hotel. And this is a really residential area, as you can see. It's mainly houses. Very nice though. And if we carry on going, we'll go through the Cannaregio district, just cross the border to Castello district, and you've got the hospital there. And you can see the ambulance boats all lined up, ready for action. And these are amazing. Look at those. They're just like our ambulances, but floating. It's so peculiar how they live down here, with the boats delivering everything. Early in the morning, you've got all your supplies, you've got building stuff, laundry, beer, water, glass, parcels, DHL, the dustbin lorry. They are on the ball with the cleaning. These guys work so hard in the heat, pushing the trolleys round, sweeping up. Here's a boat, dustbin lorry, the deliveries
not a lorry,
on.
Dustbin boat.
Yeah, dustbin boat. It's great to see how they overcome their issues. You know, they can't get a dustbin lorry down, so they've got these boats that are all designed and made to do the job. I mean, look at that car, isn't that fantastic? And delivering everything on trolleys with 2 sets of wheels so they can negotiate the staircases. Well, I like to call this dodgy alley, as you'll see in a minute why. But these are the trolleys, look. They've got a little wheel at the front and a big wheel in the middle. And these guys carry, look, dodgy alley. They carry everything on them. You got the regular trolley man there, look, you're not interested in him, but look at these guys with the big trolleys. Look at that, water, you name it. Just round the corner from the bridge's sides. So it is a fascinating place, seeing how that they do their day-to-day lives. A quick stroll down to the bookshop with all the boats in it. This was to prevent flooding and damaging all the books, but to be fair, they all look like they need chucking away. They're a bit old and tatty, most of them. Look at that lot. Made a staircase out of them so you can climb up them. I can see one giant bonfire needed it. It was in a really nice location though. Look at that onto the canal. A bit further down the road though, we've got the Naval Museum, and this really tiny alley. This is the narrowest alley in Venice. You can see another leaning tower, and there it is. This is the arsenal. This is where the Venetian army were based, and then you've got the museum as well down here. So this is a beautiful place, and this is where the Venetian naval army would have been based. So you've had all the boats and stuff in there. And this is the museum. Quick walk down the road and you come to these beautiful gardens. This was a real change of scenery down here. Beautiful, absolutely lovely, and we've got some nice monuments as well down here. And a real special one is this one here for Giuseppe Garibaldi. In the pond you've got a shed load of little turtles and big kois and stuff. Look at them, beautiful. I think it's time for a coffee, to be fair. I'm getting a bit thirsty. Aha, coffee shop. Yeah, watch you don't poke yourself in the face with a spoon though. Spoon poking me in the face. Again. Well, we're going to make us way back up now to the church with the sunken tomb. So Chiesa di San Zaccaria, I can't get these names out, but there you go. And down these stairs into the tomb, we'll see the crypt. What a damp place this is, but it's lovely. Really strange down there. It needs a bit of work though. I was hoping it weren't going to collapse on my head, to be fair, but dotted all over the place is these as well on the walls. You've got the funerals of all the people that have died. Really strange. And a quick walk down to San Marco Piazza again. This is the full walk now, just shows you what it's like through the people, through the streets. Obviously going pretty quick, but you get the idea of what it's like. It's a beautiful place to walk around. All these little streets, the little bridges. And lots of beautiful buildings. The Opera House, theatre, and it's all signposted, and eventually you'll get to where you want to go. Beautiful. It's not a bad walk down. It's quite a nice, you can negotiate your way. It's all signposted. St Mark's Square one way, and then if you go back the other way it's about 20 minutes up to the train station and the bus station. And it does feel quite strange. We hadn't been anywhere near a car for a couple of days, and when we went up there, just you see a car and you go, oh god, what's that? You know, it's so peculiar how they live down here. And then we've got us tour into the Basilica. So we've got the skip the line tickets, £28 for two of you. It was an extra €7 to get into the balcony upstairs. All of the roof, everything gold, is actually gold. It's all gold leaf, and these are just carvings, are amazing. You know, you've got the tomb, the crypt, you've got gold, you've got diamonds and pearls and you name it, all kinds of precious stones. And the amount of time it takes to do it all, it's incredible. Upstairs you've got the museum, and then you've got this beautiful balcony, which was a real pleasure to be on. The old clock tower. So we've had a lovely tour of the Basilica. We've been all the way around inside. Absolutely beautiful in there. Some really nice decorative art, the mosaics, the paintings and everything, and the tomb, which was fantastic. So we'll make the most of the rest of the day and get on the plane tomorrow. The whole history of the place is quite amusing. My kind of take on it: the Venetians were forced out of the mainland by the barbarians. They were forced into the lagoon, where they had to build it out of wood that they got from the Croatians. They rammed these piles, great wood piles, into the ground and then built up from those, which has created this wonderful island. So the Venetians wanted something really spectacular, so they built this big basilica, but they wanted something to put in it, so they went and stole St Mark from the Egyptians, put him in a crate full of pig fat, smuggled him out, and then dumped him in here. So it's a funny old place. But then Napoleon came along and he beat them all up and took it back. So but now it's a bit strange because kind of compare it to London, whereas everything down in the main square, St Mark's Square, the shops and everything seem to be very touristy. You've just got loads of glass shops and touristy tap shops and stuff. Yeah, it's almost like it's not very Italian down here. It's not very Venetian. The Venetian stuff seems to have been forced right down to the bottom corner of the island, and a lot of them have left and gone to the mainland. So yeah, it is quite strange, but still nice. It's still a nice atmosphere here, absolutely. Getting on the plane tomorrow.
In the taxi first.
Oh yeah.
Taxi boat.
Ah yeah, I've got a water taxi back, which I can't wait. It's been my highlight of the whole holiday. Absolutely love the water taxi. So if you come in, definitely get one of those. It is brilliant. Well, we've had an absolutely fantastic time in Venice. Time for us to go home, unfortunately. But if you've liked the video, please drop us a little thumbs up, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Water taxi back was amazing. The boat was immaculate. The guy must polish it every day. It was spotless. And we had an early pickup, 6 o'clock, which meant we caught the sunrise. There's last views of Venice in the distance. But look at this for a view. It's stunning. Sunrise over the island. What can you say about that? That is gorgeous. I ain't never going to forget this. This is something that's going to stay with me forever, to be fair.
Wake up, today's going to be a good day. Wake up, today's going to be a good day. Wake up, today's going to be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.